Okay, you guys. Hello, hello. Welcome to our Nutrition Bootcamp call, February 8th. Holy cazoli, February's already going so fast, and I can't believe it's already February. I still feel like part of my brain is stuck back in March of last year, and it's like just crazy, right? Okay, so today I was like racking my brain of like, what do I want to chat with him about? What do I want to chat with him about? And a lot of the time stuff just like pops into my head. And it's just like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I should totally chat about that. And nothing was coming to me. And it was one of those like, should I cancel? Like what do I do? Like this has never really happened before. And it was literally like 5 minutes ago that I was like, no, I'm not going to cancel. Like, I'm still going to do it. I still don't know what we're going to chat about. And I had this thought of like, we'll ask them, like, do a Q&A, see what they need to chat about, see if they have questions, see if there's specific that they're wondering about, and let them lead the call. Okay. So today we're doing something a little different. I'm not going to like chat with you about like something specific mindset wise. It's going to be more of a, if you have a question, you can unmute yourself, you can ask, you can type it in the chat if that makes you super uncomfortable. If there's anything like anything at all, with whether it's like workout wise, equipment wise, modifications, should I stick with the program, should I not, talk to me about 2B mindset versus ultimate portion fix, talk to me about whatever, these are my goals, what should I do, like mindset books, this is what I'm struggling with, what should I read, whatever, like anything, fitness, mindset, nutrition, morning routine, time blocking, any of those things are like my jam. I love to talk about them. So if there's anything that you are like wondering, type it in the chat, unmute your while you're thinking, because I know I just like sprung that on you, and sometimes it's hard to like, I don't really have a question. So to like avoid that awesome awkward silence while you guys think of something, if you don't already have something, I will share two of the frequently asked questions that I get all the time. And then if you have a question, you can save it for when I'm finished and you can unmute yourself, or you can type it in the chat and we can just do a Q&A today. Cool? Cool. Okay. And this is also, if you're on here and you're a coach, if you have a challenger or one of your customers or friends or whatever that has a question, this is awesome. This is an awesome place to ask it to, so that you can learn, pass it on, whatever information for them. They can watch this recording and hear the answer themselves or whatever. Okay. Cool. Okay. So one question that I get asked all the time is how I do meal planning. And I know I've done previous calls about meal planning, so I'm not going to go full on into depth about it, but basically I am a very basic person. I am so boring when it comes to food. I really am. As long as I have a different dinner, I'm really set. I totally have eggs for breakfast, and I scramble them, or I have an open faced sandwich on an English muffin, or I have a fried egg on like an English muffin with some ham and cheese, or I have some fried eggs with toast, or I have a breakfast burrito, like, but I always have eggs in some sort of variety and some sort of carb. And it's almost always like a bread, because I don't really like fruit that much, which is a weird thing, but I just don't really like fruit that much. I like it, but it takes too much work. I like bananas and apples because they take zero work. And sometimes you can only have so many bananas and apples before they get kind of boring. So I throw a banana into my Shakeology every day, and that's how I get one of my fruits in. But on 2B Mindset, you don't have to have a whole bunch of fruit. You can have different FFCs. It doesn't have to be fruit. So that's my breakfast. Lunch, I always have a salad kit with Shakeology. Unless I had Shakeology as my like midday snack, then I'll have a salad kit, sometimes with like leftovers from the night before or something. Sometimes I like, oh, I didn't have a carb, so I'm gonna have like a cheese stick and some wheat thins, or some deli meat with a string cheese and some mustard. It's like weird, but I love it. And like, that's what I eat. Yep. Breakfast, lunch, and snacks. everything I just named right there. And sometimes it's hard-boiled eggs instead, or like whatever, but like those are my breakfast, lunch, snacks, everything that I just said. And then dinner is the place where I like to get creative. That's where I like to search Pinterest for whatever recipes I want and eat whatever I want. And I just make veggies the base. And so really when I am meal planning and meal prepping, all I do for meal prep is make sure that we've got the groceries that we need in the house. I make sure I've got deli meat. I make sure I've got string cheese. I make sure I've got eggs. I make sure I've got wheat toast and whole wheat English muffins and whole wheat tortillas. I make sure that we've got wheat thins and bananas and apples. And then the stuff that my family likes, obviously. And then I just make sure that I have what we need for dinners. And that's really it. I just plan dinners. And dinners are like very fettuccine Alfredo. And I make my kiddos bow tie noodles and I just have it over spaghetti squash. Or lasagna and I just make zucchini, the noodle base instead of like lasagna noodles or whatever. Like we eat very normal. I just swap it out, vegetables most. And if it's like something that I like white rice, my husband served an LDS or a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Japan. And so he is a rice snob. Like he will not have brown rice. He will not have cauliflower rice. Like, no, he won't. And so a lot of times when it's a rice base, I'll make that for them. And then I'll just make myself some cauliflower rice and it's fine. It's sufficient for our needs, right? So, but that's really it when it comes to meal planning and preparing. So I just plan dinners and I just make sure that when I do the grocery shopping that I have what we need. And I don't spend all day Sunday making 7 breakfasts and 7 lunches and writing out what I'm going to have for snacks and whatever. But I know I'm boring and I eat almost the exact same thing every single day. So if you ask me, what did you have for dinner on Saturday or for lunch on Saturday? I had a salad, kid, and Shakeology. Like, I'm very boring, but it works. It works for me. So yeah, that's how I meal plan. That's how I meal prep. Okay. Second question that I get frequently asked, from you is I get asked all the time about my morning routine. And if I ever switch it out, mix it up, all the things. I did a podcast a few months ago, maybe weeks, I don't know, I lose track of time, about my morning routine. And my morning routine today looks so different than it did when I recorded that podcast episode. The only similarity is I still do savers. It's just different. I am doing different things for my writing. If you're like, what the heck is savers? That comes from the book, The Miracle Morning from Hal Elrod. And so it stands for silence, affirmation, vision, exercise, read, and scribe. That's the acronym SAVERS. And I always pray as my first S, okay? And I'm still doing Think Up for my affirmation and visualization. I think I'll do that forever because I really, really like that app. I'm still working out, obviously. You guys know me. And I'm still reading, but I'm not reading in the morning. I don't have enough time to read in the morning before these cute kiddos wake up. So I typically read my 10 pages at night. You want some, huh? She wants some. It was energized. That's a hard pass. So she's like so mad at me. And then I was for my scribe. Sometimes I am really good about writing 10 things I'm grateful for. Sometimes I'm really good about writing my non-dominant hand statement. Sometimes I'm really good about tracking our expenses. Sometimes I'm really good about all of that. And honestly, lately, my scribe has been to write down my time blocking. And what am I doing today? What are my brain dump, all right, time to de-stress. And then I still strive to make time throughout my day before my day ends to write down things I'm grateful for and do my non-dominant hand statement and those types of things. But it doesn't happen in the morning during my miracle morning. It happens later in the day. So just know, if you are somebody who plays with your morning routine all the time, me too. Me too. And I think that's one of those things that we like are hard on ourselves sometimes of like, well, why can't I stick to anything? And why can't I make? But really, if you're waking up on your own time when you want to, and you're accomplishing the things that matter the most to you uninterrupted, you had a successful morning routine. And that's something that I just heard a couple weeks ago from one of our mindset coaches mindset mentors as coaches. And Brad Bizak, he just said, like, are you somebody who has a to-do list, like in your morning routine? And no matter how early you wake up, you finish your morning routine and you're mad at yourself because you didn't finish all the things on your list. And I was like, guilty, totally guilty. And he was like, okay, well, what's the purpose of your morning routine? It's to feel alive and to start your day on your terms with the things that make you feel alive. And that was when I was like, oh, you're right. What makes me feel alive in the mornings? What is the most important thing I need to do? And when I do that, I feel super successful. And it, like, you need to pray. And for me, it's, you need to do your coaching stuff because that makes you feel alive and very, very productive. And so a lot of the other things, like I do my affirmation and my vision while I do some coaching stuff. I exercise after, but my kids are almost always awake. I read at night, and I typically do my time blocking and stuff technically the night before so that I can wake up and it's already done. So really my miracle morning is like prayer and then my coaching stuff while I do affirmations and vision at the same time. So that was just a random little plug, but just make sure whatever your morning routine is, it makes you feel alive, not like you have this giant to-do list and you feel behind before you even begun. Cool. Okay. I don't see anything in the chat right now, so I'll let you. Okay, so Jeanette said, can you explain why you would have to do your time blocking daily? Yeah, so I just, for me at least, time blocking every day is a little different just because my son only has school Tuesday through Thursday. And then like Mondays, I have specific calls for work that are at different, like this, like that I don't have on other days of the week. And like just every day is a little different. And Wednesdays are what me and my husband call mountain days, where it stands for move the needle, where we both work hard on our entrepreneurial goals and in all areas of life. And so that's the day that he stays home from work. He really works. Like he hangs out with the kiddos. So I can, like, that's the day I record my podcast. That's the day I XYZ, whatever. And so every day looks a little different. So I want to make sure, if you remember, I don't know if you guys were all on there I did a call about your diamonds, making sure your diamonds like get on your calendar every day. So I just do it every day to, like, it helps me de-stress for one. And it helps me know, like, this is when I'm going to play with my children. And it just, like, very much like, it is 9 o'clock. It is time to play with my children. And that's when I, like, put my phone in another place because I know at 11 o'clock, I'm going to pick it back up again. And that's when I'll do upload my stories if I need to for work, or respond to messages for work, or whatever, right? Like, and it gives me the freedom when I time block every single day individually. It gives me the freedom to know it's 2 to 3. My kids haven't watched a movie together yet, so I have no guilt that they're on the other side of this wall watching a movie right now, because they haven't watched one yet together today, because we played at this time and this time and this time and this time. And now I know after this, I've got this block of time that I've got to do my laundry. And if I don't in this block of time, it's not going to happen today, because this is the time that I set aside for it. And if it doesn't happen, then something else is going to have to give. Family time. Am I starting dinner late? Am I not spending time with Blake tonight, or whatever? And it just makes it so, one, I know that everything that was important to me in today gets done. And two, it helps me to do it because this is the time that I have allowed for it, versus like, well, I don't really know what I need to do right now, so I'm just going to scroll, right? Or I'm just going to watch XYZ person's stories, or I'm just going to, I don't even know what I did, but somehow 30 minutes has already passed, right? And it makes me very, very, very intentional with my tasks, my family, my life, really. So that's why I time block every day. Does that answer your question, Jeanette? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, that helps. It's just mine's a little bit different where it's like the same every single week. And it sounds like you like rotate through stuff daily, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I just take everything one day at a time, really. And so just knowing in each day what matters today and making time for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Cool. Okay, Laura said in the chat, thanks for that, Bryn. I am really needing to revamp my mornings. I think I was feeling bad because I can't get it all done. Yay, good, Laura. I'm glad that helped. Okay, any other questions? For those of you who may have jumped on a little late, we're doing something different today. We're just doing like a Q&A. So if you or people you know who will watch this recording have any questions about anything, nutrition, mindset, fitness, any of it, if you've got questions, I'm an open book. And you can unmute yourself. You don't have to type in the chat if you're unable to do so. And I was a teacher. I'm really good at wait time. So we can just sit here in awkward silence while you think, because I know sometimes it's really hard to think of stuff on the fly. So it's not like a, you must ask a question silence. It's a, I'm just letting you have time to think because I know I kind of sprung this on you.
I have a question in regards to your experience with 30-day breakaway. I'm trying to decide like my next program. And, you know, with Las Vegas and the weather, like timing that right is super important. So I just wanted to get your, how did you like it? Did you not like it? All the things.
Okay, no, that's awesome. That's a great question. I was actually thinking about 30-day breakaway today. So my girl Laura earned a spot in the test group and she had killer results with it. And I know my girl Stephanie and her mom did a 5K together, and they like, and her husband joined them too, and they like slayed their time. They got so much faster. I loved the runs. And Idalis's voice, and she has this like beautiful Hispanic accent, and she's just a gem. Like you can hear her smile in her voice. I loved the runs. And especially with our Vegas weather. Oh, it's just beautiful right now. So part of me is like, I kind of want to do the 30-day breakaway again too, and get out of the house and break away. It was really nice to like, sorry, babe, I gotta go. Bye. And like leave for like 25 minutes. It was so nice. But with that said, I did not love the weights portion. They were fine, but it was kind of hard to, I'm a perfectionist a little bit. And she would show a move, but then when she would be in the middle of it, she was doing something slightly different than what she showed. And so it was very frustrating for me to like, so what am I actually supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to be doing what you showed me, or am I supposed to be doing what you're doing, because they're different? And she was not a great cuer. So sometimes it was kind of like, what am I supposed to be doing? Right. But I know that I got really good results when I was doing them, if that makes sense. So if you can just like let go of trying to be perfect and just doing your best and whatever. I love that she talked really well about form in the runs, but I felt like my form in the weights was terrible, because I was trying to watch her, trying to figure out what she was doing. She was introducing a lot of new moves that I had never seen before. So for me personally, when I do 30-day breakaway again, because I do want to do the runs again, I think I'm going to pair it with a different weightlifting program. I think I'll pair it with probably, I would honestly say like MBF is kind of the first one that comes to mind. MBFA, the workouts are longer, so that would be like really long. But if you're doing like the calendar, I would probably do the one where it's like you don't run and lift weights on the same day. It's the 30-day breakaway calendar where you run and then lift weights on different days. And I would just do a different weightlifting program on the 30-day breakaway days, if that makes sense. And it's hard to say that because I believe in the trainers and I know that she developed them very specifically to increase and enhance your running muscles, and MBF is not trying to increase and enhance your running muscles. So it's hard for me to say that. And like, this is not Bryn saying that she knows better than I, Dallas, but this is Bryn saying in her personal experience, I did not feel like my form was great in those weightlifting ones. And it felt like a wasted workout personally, for me personally. So I don't know if that helps. And I really don't want to like, I trust and believe I, Dallas, but I just didn't love the weights. So.
No, that helps. And I can't see I don't have access to it yet because I'm not paying for the early access, so I can't see the weightlifting portion of it to decide whether or not that's the one I want to do.
Let me see when I think it comes out in March, if I remember right.
April is what I saw.
Oh, okay.
So I have it on my calendar for April, but I just wanted to.
Okay. Yeah. April 19th is what I see. Yep. So April 19th. Yeah. And it really is a good program. The runs especially were just so great. And Carolyn said, I really liked how on the Brad call today, Micah gave permission for us to use his calls and homework for personal development. I have been doing it on Monday, but I have been feeling guilty for not being caught up. Yes. Totally agree. And I love that too. Steph said, same. The chat typed Sacramento, but she meant same. Loved the runs. The weightlifting was weird for me. I'm doing it again when it comes to VOD, and we'll be doing lift 4 weights and doing the 30-day runs after. Yeah, I think lift 4 would be a really good one too. Like basic strength. Lift 4 is good because it's basic weight training. So I do feel like lift 4 would be a good one to pair with it. The only like hard part about lift 4 weight training, there's really nothing like 30-day breakaway weight training. That's the only like hard part, because lift 4 weights is more like heavy weights and lifting for bulk. And not like if you're a female, you're not going to get bulky, but like it's 30-day breakaway was more like light weights and fast movement than it was like heavy weights. You know what I mean? But at the same time, my Dallas was lifting like crazy heavy weights. And I'm like, is that real? The weights totally looked fake. I was like, is that a real weight? Because you are tiny and that is beastly. Jess said, Vegas is still okay in April if you get it done early and carry water. Yes. And I did that program in September, and April and September weather are pretty similar. So yeah, I just did my runs like 7 a.m. and it was really beautiful. It was really nice. So yeah, if you get it done early, and a lot of the times, honestly, I was doing 75 hard when I did it. And I would do like the runs were like between 20 and 25 minutes typically. So I would do like a 20-minute walk and then a 25-minute run at the end of my walk to make up my 45-minute workout for 75 hard. And I was doing it like in the pitch black, and it was like kind of amazing. But it would like be like the sunrise was coming up like as I finished. So I'm like running into the sun. It was just like, it was so awesome. It was really awesome. I really love those races, and running that 5K was really cool. So cool. Any other questions, thoughts? For those of you who may not know, the next program to come out for Beachbody is Let's Get Up. It's from Sean T, and it's a dance program with weights and insanity. So it's like everything he's created from insanity to size to hip hop abs to what's called Sean Week, where it incorporates weights. It sounds like it's like all of it, like married. And I feel it's going to be amazing. And I'm really, really, really excited for it. So that comes out if you are a coach or you want to become a coach to get the discount or to build a business, that comes out the same day as 30-Day Breakaway, April 19th. So that's the day 30-Day Breakaway comes out to BOD, and then that's the day that coaches get early access to Let's Get Up. And then like 2 weeks later, early access becomes available to people who are not coaches. Cool. So that'll be fun. I'm excited for that. Okay. I'll give you a sec just in case anybody else has a question, and then otherwise we'll just stop the recording because it's been about half hour. Okay, I don't see any questions. So, okay. Ashley Crook said, what do you do when you hit a weight plateau? Alana has a really good video about what to do when you hit a plateau, and that's in the To Be Mindset videos. So I would mega encourage watching that. But for me, when I hit a plateau, it is very predictable that I am not doing something that I know I should be doing. Either I'm not really drinking enough water, or I'm snacking a little too much, or being a little bit too lenient with my sweets, or snacking after dinner when I'm really not actually hungry. I'm just eating out of habit or whatever, right? So for me, typically when I hit a plateau, and honestly, I'm kind of there right now. I'm in that zone where I've lost the baby weight and I'm trying to decide when really it's a limiting belief and I just need to smack myself across the face. I have a goal to get down to the lowest that I ever was, which was when I was 19 years old. So 10 years ago, before children. But I'm telling myself, this is the lowest I've ever been after having children. So this is where I'm going to be. But I know that's not true. I know that when I did that 10 years ago, I was a lot more disciplined than I am today, right now. And so for me personally, I know when I hit those plateaus, 99.999% of the time, I'm self-sabotaging, right? Satan sabotage, really, Satan sabotaging us instead of just ourselves. But it's a mindset game. It's do I really want this? And if I do, why? And what am I willing to sacrifice to accomplish that goal? And so when I feel myself hitting a plateau, it's just that awkward friction between like, I know what I need to do, but am I willing to do it? And just really having that deep, hard conversation with myself of why do I want this and what am I willing to sacrifice so that I can accomplish it is where the question really lies. And that's actually one of the things that helped me realize I wanted to do 75 hard back in August, because I felt great. I had 3 kids and was like, man, I already lost 35 pounds. I'm awesome. But I still had 10 pounds to go to be pre-pregnancy weight. And it was one of those, like, I'm at a plateau. So that's when I knew, like, okay, well, I really want to commit, like, for real, to Be Mindset and do it for real. And doing this 75 hard thing and going without cheats and treats and that much water and going on walks in addition to my workouts or whatever, I know it's going to help me do something different and help me bust through this plateau. And that is how I lost that last 10 pounds. So yeah, I don't know if that helps, but mindset, Really have that good long conversation with yourself if you're actually doing everything you know you should be, quote unquote, right? And potentially giving yourself permission to try something new, something crazy potentially to help you get her done. Cool. Okay. All right, my friends, if you are on the recording, I will see you next week. If you have any questions that you're like, ooh, I wish I would have been on live so that I could ask XYZ, whatever, let me know. Or let your coach know if I'm not your coach, and we can cover it like next week or anytime, whatever. Cool. If you have specific thoughts or specific things you would love to hear or have addressed, I would love to have ideas, because honestly, I try to listen to my heart and listen to what you guys are saying in our bod group and stuff. But if I don't see specific themes, I'm just like, all right, well, what am I learning in my personal development right now that I feel like they could benefit from too? So it is nice to know like specific direction of like, I am struggling with this. Please chat about it. Cool. So if you have those things, let me know. Yes. Okay. If you're on the recording, I love you. I'll see you next week. If you're on live, stay on and we'll chat for a sec.